And see, this is what life is made up of, right? This is what life is all about. When we say, when we feel, there are uncertainties, right? The situations that right now we are going through, and see this situation of technology, then all of a sudden we get disconnected and we get connected again. Such a beautiful thing. So, all is well, and we were in a journey of meditation, but don't worry, we were almost complete, and masters have blessed us. So you can actually rub your hands and place them on your face or any part of your body where you feel stiffness. You can relax yourself. And a smile on your face. So isn't life like this? All of a sudden, something or the other will happen. And what comes out, whatever is there inside, will be the feelings or the emotions actually that we have inside will come handy for us of how do we handle that situation. So uncertainties, glitches, chaos, seemingly chaos, but maybe it was an indication that we are done with our meditation and the journey, and the awakening is done. So it's a blessing. I take it as a blessing. So I would like to read something very beautiful actually from a book. I would like to show you the book. This is When Things Fall Apart. This is by the author, my favorite. She is a Buddhist teacher actually, and she is teaching in a Tibetan monastery, and she has written many other books too. This is her fourth book, Pema Chodron. You can see her name here, Pema. You can listen to her YouTube videos because Buddhism has been very instrumental in my journey towards mindfulness. And I always wanted, to get rid of the seeming chaos, the seeming confusions and conflicts in our life. And then Buddhism and the masters, they embrace all the aspects. They teach you to embrace all the aspects, whether it is good or bad. But only thing that you have to do is drop all controls. There is no control. This corona situation is teaching us that there is no control of anybody. It is only one consciousness which is running the planet. Be in acceptance of whatever happens. Like this meeting got count off, right? Be in acceptance of that situation, that whatever happens has happened. Don't give any meaning to that. The whole suffering is the meaning that we attach to the situation, right? We start to give a lot of judgments from the lenses that we wear. We label people and situations as good and bad. That is where the suffering starts. But he is the master who has taught us that just observe, just be a witness. Be a witness, that's it. Things will happen anyways. If you label or if you don't label, what will happen? You are not making the situation any different. You are only adding suffering to that. So there is one thing which I would like to read. And by the way, in Buddhism, loving kindness is also called Maitri, right? Compassion. Maitri is also friendship, right? We had that kind of Maitri between Krishna and Arjuna, between Rama and Lakshman, or Hanumanji for that matter. So Maitri is actually loving kindness for self and others. And in one of her chapters, Pema writes, it's never too late. And take the feeling of what she wants to write. What makes Maitri such a different approach is that we are not trying to solve a problem. There's no problem that we are trying to solve. We are not striving to make pain go away or to become a better person. There is no aim of Maitri. The Maitri is acceptance of what is just like that. Right? In fact, we are giving up control altogether and letting concepts and ideals fall apart. Such a beautiful thing that there are no concepts, no ideals. What if we stop labeling everything just now? This meeting, which ended abruptly, can we not just look at it as it is without labeling? Otherwise, what are the immediate labels which come to the mind? Oh my God, right? Something wrong happened. That's not good. How come? So many labels all of a sudden because our mind is scared, right? But if we just observe and let it be, did we lose anything? Yes, we could have lost our peace of mind, but we choose not to. And drop all judgments. That is the biggest message of Buddha. Drop all judgments. And look at that. One of his essential services was meditation, right? If you remember, he achieved enlightenment through meditation under a tree. So meditation is connecting to your real self, the essence, not the labels, the conditioning. So we do a very beautiful exercise now, as I had promised, and I will show you that version. The lotus exercise. I'll just show you and you'll be able to see this. Can you see this? The lotus exercise? So the lotus exercise says if there is a mud, there is a magic. Okay? Where does a lotus grow? Lotus grows in the mud. So if there is a problem, there is a possibility. Right? If there is chaos, there is calm. So you grow your lotus in the mud. In the seeming suffering, you will attain enlightenment. When you are suffering, you want to remember God, right? Just look at the gifts of suffering. Just look at the gifts of chaos. When there is chaos, you need a solution, right? You go back to your masters. You open your books all over again. Or you listen to the videos. Or you do exercise. For that matter, if there is any illness that you encounter, all of a sudden the doctor will say, start with the walks. Write down any problem, right? Any problem that you are facing that appears as a problem, right? That appears as a chaos right now, or any intention that you have. Just write down on one side that what is the problem, the mud, right? The chaos. And on the other side, write down what is the possibility. In that mud, which lotus is growing? Or what can you do to uncover that lotus, to help that lotus grow? So like in my mud of whatever seemingly outer chaos, I want to uncover the Buddha in me. And I'm in that pursuit, in that journey of uncovering that. So what is the possibility? How will I uncover that? So my step is that if I want to be on this inner journey of discovering my own Buddha, I will spend minimum 30 minutes in meditation every day. That is how I uncover and grow my lotus. So can you write down What is the problem? The mud, it can be in your relationships, it can be in your family, it can be in your, it may have manifested in some sort of illness in your body or workplace. So look at your introspect, go deep inside. What is it that I want to manifest in this full moon magic and the energy of Buddha right now, which is radiating on this day? And on the other side, write down what is the possibility. How can you help uncover the lotus? So we just take 2-3 more minutes. And today is a very powerful day. Everything that you infuse with the energy of the moon becomes supercharged. And think for yourself. Remember, loving kindness starts with yourself. It doesn't start with somebody else, because what you have is what you will give. So manifest for yourself today, and then keep spreading the circle of Maitri. So the lotus intention sheet, just take 2-3 more minutes. And I pray to the masters that all the intentions fulfill with the highest energy, this or better. Thank you. So are we done? Anybody would like to share? In the chat box, if somebody can share their mud and their magic. Any Buddha wants to share? Or anybody has a question before we move on to our last prayer? Just share. Who is the cute Buddha who will share? The most beautiful Buddha. Share your mud and magic. Just chat or type in the chat box, or you want to say it out. Okay. Any Buddha wants to say something? Kamya, Aditi, Ankita, Shraddha, Vidhi, my dear Rashmi. Anybody wants to unmute can unmute themselves and talk. Okay. So we have very peaceful Buddhas. Aditi, you want to say something? Maybe. Okay. Okay. So we move on to our last prayer for the day, and since all that we have done today is Maitri, and we have heard this Mangal Maitri prayer, okay. So we close the day. If you have any questions after the prayer, I will take 1 or 2 questions. Okay. So just gently relax. Yes, thank you. Okay. So how was today's time that we have spent together? Anybody has any questions? Pinky, Ankita. So many of you have asked me this question earlier, and it keeps coming back, which is a genuine question, that we are not able to concentrate during meditation. So one option is that, since you are playing with the monkey mind, concentration means you are dealing with the faculties of the mind. So as I had guided during the meditation, that when there is a thought, immediately make a visual also along with that in your mind. So because, for example, if there is a thought that places a lotus in your heart, if you make an image of it, then you are able to capture the mind. Otherwise, what happens? You are listening to this instruction, let's say, place the lotus in your heart. But in your mind's eye, there is a vision of what to cook at night. So what happens? There is a confusion. And mind is called the monkey mind, right? It's very difficult to tame the monkey. So in the lockdown, anyways, it's all the more difficult for people who are not used to it. So gently just manage to listen to the guidance and immediately make a movie of that thought. So you will be able to tame it. So that's a gentle practice. The other is every time you wander off, get it back with your breath. That, okay, I'm breathing, connect it with your breath, come back to your breath. So it will wander, but with practice, it will be all right. And anyways, a thought is a thought. And one of my gurus said that, can you think of, let's say now it is 6 o'clock, right? What is the thought that you were thinking at 3 p.m.? Do you remember? No, you will not remember. Or can you forecast what thought you will think at 8 o'clock at night? No idea, right? So thoughts just emerge. Thoughts just emerge like birds in the sky. Don't get carried away with them. Thoughts will come. They have been coming. They will keep coming. But you are not a thought. So if a thought says, oh, I have to call up a friend. Okay, it's a thought. You figure out that maybe something is happening right now. You are doing something, but just don't run away with the thought that I have to call my friend and panic and just in a hustle bustle look for your phone and immediately call your friend. Look at the thought with a distance. Like, for example, people say my house, right? My house means there is a house and there is you. Correct? You are the owner of the house. Similarly, my thought, there is a distance between you and a thought. It's your possession, right? You are not the thought, like you are not your house. My house means that I have a house, there is a possession I have, but it is not me who I am. This is not me, right? So similarly, my thought, right? My thought means there is a sense of detachment between you and the thought. Sense that detachment. And in Buddhist parlance, that is called as Shenpa. And my favorite author, Pema Chodron also mentions about that there is a gap between you and the thought. The moment you breathe in that gap, you are home. Because if there are so many things right now, for example, in this video, the first time sound didn't work. So what? What happened? Okay, nothing. Sound didn't work, but the Buddha is awakened. So you have to realize that there is a detachment between you and the thought. Realize that detachment. The more you become the witness like this Buddha, thought is not you, my thought. Similarly, my body, right? Who is that my body? My body. It's a big thing. And I don't know why I'm tempted to share this. My body. Then who is this my? When you say my house, then you are not the house. When you say my body, how come you become the body? My hand is paining. How come all of a sudden you become the hand? Right? So everything is not yours. Learn to have that sense of detachment, and gradually, like we did in one of the meditations in the temple, Aditi would know, we will Nirvana Shatakam that we did, Neti Neti prayer, which says to the core that who am I? So keep uncovering who you are not, and gradually you will discover who you really are. Right? So don't make so many attachments. Relax. Thoughts are ultimately thoughts. They are like flying birds in the sky. Let them fly. Okay. So I hope, Pinky, this rests your anxiousness. And I'm so happy Pinky is today again here with us. She was there on 26th April also. And people come up who are really on the path of discovery. They will come up with genuine questions, right? Who want to understand, uncover. So any questions today? And we will wind up now. Time is up, actually. So I don't think so we have any questions, neither on the chat. I will see if, okay, soothing prayer, okay, very touchy. We can do this more frequently. Yes, we can do this more frequently. We will discuss in the chat room if Sundays are okay with all of us. We can join on Sundays virtually. And awaken guys, because this corona is teaching us a lot of lessons, a lot of messages in this pandemic. Take the gems which are spreading right now, not the chaos. Figure out the messages of calm which are being given to you right now for the spiritual awakening. We are entering a very new earth right now. So figure out where the gems are spread over and just catch the gems. And use the night time before you sleep. Just do some prayers, and when you get up in the morning, do some prayers or meditate, whatever. Whichever thing suits you. It can be a mantra, it can be a jap, it can be a mala. Whichever thing suits you, right? Just spend 10-15 minutes. And the most important thing is your bedtime routine. If anything that you do before sleeping, it changes your entire subconscious chemistry. It changes and rewrites everything. If your DNA is written or there's a genetically inherent fear in you, everything will be rewritten if you practice the bedtime routines. So that's it. Thank you from my side, and thank you all the Buddhas. Thank you so much for being connected. We will discuss how we can meet more frequently. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pinky. Thanks a lot, Seema, Rashmi, Nidhi, and Kamya, Manisha, Gurpreet ji, Ankita, Anchal, Amit, Aditi, and all those whose names are not visible.
Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Muskan.
Thanks. Thank you for giving me this chance. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.